Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is the third video regarding the internal aids of interpretation of statutes. Explanations. Explanations are inserted with the purpose of explaining the meaning of a particular provision and to remove doubt which might creep out if such explanation has not been provided. It does not expand the meaning of the provisions to which it is added, but only tries to remove confusions, if any, to understand the true meaning of the enactment. A large number of Indian Acts have explanations attached to various sections. For instance, Section 405 of IPC defines the crime of criminal breach of trust inserted by 1975. Bengal Immunity Company vs. State of Bihar. The Supreme Court has observed that the explanation is a part of section to which it is apprehended, and the whole lot should be read together to know the true meaning of the provision. In M.K. Selkipur vs. Sunil Kumar Chaudhary, the Supreme Court observed that where a provision is related to two kinds of accommodation, residential and non-residential, and the explanatory attached to the residential cannot be controlled non-residential accommodation, and therefore they cannot be looked into connected matter. Limitations of explanation. Explanations cannot have the effect of modifying the language of the sections. Explanation cannot control the plain meanings of the words of the section. Schedules. Schedules attached to the Act generally deals with how claims or rights under the Act are to be asserted or how powers conferred under the Act are to be exercised. The schedules are appended towards the end of the enactment. A schedule may contain some subjects in form of list, as in the case of Constitution of India, that enables union and state to legislate their powers in their respective fields. In Alphathy Pharmaceuticals Limited vs. State of Maharashtra, the Supreme Court held that in the case of clash between the schedules and the main body of the Act, the main body prevails and the schedules has to be rejected. In Jagdish Prasad vs. State of Rajasthan, the Supreme Court ruled that the purpose of schedule is to advance the object of main provisions, and the deletion of schedules cannot wipe up the provisions of the Act. Exceptions and saving clause. Exceptions are generally added to the enactment with the purpose of exempting something which would otherwise fall within the ambit of main provision. For instance, there are 10 exceptions attached to Section 499 of IPC, which defines defamation. Directors of Secondary Education vs. Pushpendra Kumar. The Supreme Court held that the provision in the nature of any exceptions cannot be so interpreted as to subserve the main enactment. Saving clause are generally apprehended in the case of repeal and reenactment of a statute. In Sahab Bhojraj vs. Subhash Chand, the Supreme Court did not allow the use of saving clause, which was enacted like a proviso to determine whether a section of the Act was retrospective. Non-obstant clause. Non-obstante clause usually start with the word notwithstanding anything contained. A non-obstante clause is added to the provision in order to uphold its enforceability over another provision that is contradictory to it. This clause is used to clarify the intention of the legislature in the case where two provisions appear contradictory. Example, Article 5 to 11 of the Indian Constitution. Article 34 of the Indian Constitution deals with the restriction of fundamental rights where martial law is imposed. In ITO vs. Gwalior Silk Manufacturing and Co., it is viewed that while interpreting a section with non-obstante clause, the court should also find the extent to which the legislature intended to give an overriding effect.